I feel like the internet lied to me. I doubted this thing and I shouldn't have. I am so freaking in love with this bad boy. Now it's just a phone. It's just a piece of technology. It's just some hardware and software. But I love this thing. What is going on, everyone? And welcome back to the Ghouls Gaming and Tech channel. Now we are here with the review of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now this is a well-researched, well-thought-out review, but it's not going to be too long because I don't want to bore you guys with the mundane details and specification that you already know. I feel like the internet lied to me. They made me think that this phone, this iPhone 17 Pro Max, was not what it was advertised to be. They made it feel like it was gonna be lackluster, typical same things. I am so freaking in love with this bad boy. I really like this phone, and it's so refreshing to get back to an iPhone after years of not being with an iPhone. The last iPhone I had was an iPhone 14 Pro Max. And I still do have my Galaxy S25 Ultra, but it's such a different experience, and maybe it's just because it's so refreshing. I doubted this thing, and I shouldn't have. I was listening to all the naysayers on the internet saying like, oh, Scratchgate, oh, the build quality, like, oh, it's just some of the same, it's just a software update. Dude, this thing is amazing. So we're gonna get into a quick review of this. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're new or returning, make sure to hit that like button. It's definitely appreciated. Without any further ado. All right, you guys, so we are here. We are officially post-launch, post-hype, post-everything of the new iPhone 17 lineup. All right, so this thing originally launched September 19th of this year. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I did not get this when it first came out because they're trying to get me with the hype. It's not what it seems. So I didn't get it at first. I ended up not getting it until like the first week of October because I just kept coming back to it and back to it and back. I was like, why am I searching this thing so much? Why am I so interested in this phone? Because I have access to iOS 26 on my other Apple devices. Why am I coming back to this unibody design that everybody keeps talking about? But anyways, long story short, it piqued my interest enough to make me go buy it. So I bought it. I got the 256 gig version. As you can see, I got the silver version, and I think it was like 1,199 bucks, but I didn't pay full price. You can get trade-in deals through Apple, through whoever. I got mine through Verizon. Quick side note, I'll never do that again. I usually always get my phones direct from the business, from the brand, from the company who manufactures it. Never again will I deviate from that. Verizon was a horrible experience. They put a whole bunch of fees and did a whole bunch of shenanigans. It's like a shell game, all these fees on top of fees. It was an upgrade fee, but then it was a upgrade fee for processing your upgrade fee. I was like, bro, that's stupid. Anyways, I get on a tangent. But anyways, I traded in my iPhone 14 Pro Max, got some money off, got like $300-400 bucks off, and I didn't pay full price. So the color options, I really wanted the orange, the cosmic orange, I believe that's what it's called. But literally, I don't know if it's because I was so late to get it and I didn't want to wait. I wanted to get it that same day that I actually got interest to get it, because I didn't want to talk myself out of it. But I was looking everywhere. I checked Apple, I checked Best Buy, I checked Walmart, I checked Verizon, everywhere. No one had the cosmic orange. I guess that's the hot commodity. Everybody's doing their reviews on that orange color because it stands out the most. I'm so glad I didn't get that color. It would have bothered me because I'm slightly OCD and I switch my cases out like every few days, every week. And the silver just goes with every case that I could possibly want. The orange would have threw me off because, like I said, I'm slightly OCD. Would have threw me off if it didn't match with a case. But the blue, I was considering the blue, but silver was pretty much available everywhere, and I'm just so glad I got it because it's the cleanest look, in my opinion. Now, as far as the weight of it, it is a little thicker than the previous iPhones. Now, this is very reminiscent of the iPhone 6 and 7. The aluminum body, it's fine to me. It doesn't bother me because I always slap a case on my phones. Most people do. So with it being made out of different materials, that aluminum alloy or whatever, Scratchgate, where I put my phone in the case and I don't have the issues. A very simple fix. So everybody's making a big hoorah about this whole Scratchgate thing. Throw a case on, you will not have to worry about that. So me holding this, there's no difference between me holding this versus holding the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Like, to me, I'm not thinking like, oh man, this is significantly heavier than my Ultra. It's about the same. Like, I don't really, it is wide. I got the Pro Max, so I already knew it was going to be big. How crazy and hypocritical and contradictory would that be if I said, let me get the biggest iPhone that you can get, but then let me complain about the size that and the weight? That doesn't make sense. So I knew it was going to be a bigger phone because I got the biggest one. Now, as far as the display, I'm so impressed with this thing. I feel like this is miles ahead. And keep in mind, I'm coming from the 14 Pro Max, so give me some grace here, okay? This display is obviously the best iPhone display that they had so far, but I feel like the picture quality is so vivid. It's so bright. The wallpapers, everything looks good. The colors are super punchy. 6.9-inch display. Obviously, you have True Tone HDR. You have 120 hertz. I think it can throttle all the way down to 1 hertz, I believe. And then you now have that 3K nit brightness when you go outside. So I've definitely noticed that when I go outside, it does kick it up a fair notch so I can actually see this display, because this display is so beautiful. And it's great that it goes up to 3000 nits because I want to see that quality in any environment. Now, this is the only part that's a little controversial for me. This chip is the A19 Pro chip. It's the fastest chip we ever made. We know Apple. I will say, from using this, even from using the iPhone 14 Pro Max and even using a Samsung phone, the S25 Ultra. Is it fast? Yeah, but there's nothing like miles ahead that makes me think, man, this phone performs significantly better than any other phone that I've used. Just not the case. And also, I have noticed, maybe it's just iOS 26, a couple times I've experienced crashes with this phone. The screen will just go black. I can't press anything. I don't think I have a video of this because obviously it happens in random moments. So I don't think like, oh, let me hurry up and grab my camera. I'm more frustrated than anything. But the screen will just turn black and restart, or the app will get froze and I'm just tapping the screen. Nothing happens. So that's very annoying. That happened enough in the beginning to make me annoyed and notice it. It doesn't really happen too much now. I mean, it's Halloween now when this video is getting recorded. So maybe that was a buggy thing in the beginning, but I haven't seen that since then. All right, next thing are the cameras, the 348 megapixel cameras that you have here on the back, as you can see right here. What do I think about that? From what I was experiencing, the iPhone 14 Pro Max cameras were amazing. I had no complaints. Love cinematic mode, all that stuff. Took amazing pictures. Recorded a lot of videos on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. When it comes to these cameras, it picks right back up where that left off, and some. Picture quality is great, video quality is great. Not gonna get into all the nitty-gritty specs and details, but you can pretty much accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. You can make very professional looking pictures and or videos, cinematic videos. The editing could be a little bit better once you take that picture. Just from me having the S25 Ultra as well, I noticed there's a lot more editing features post shoot that you have with your cameras. Like for example, the S25 Ultra, you can take the sound out, you can take voices out. It's an AI feature. And speaking on AI, Apple Intelligence on here is, anyways, you can edit out certain things in a video and or picture at any point. You can draw over it, whatever. Apple does not have quite as many features when it comes to post-shoot editing, but that's still one of the main reasons why I kept my S25 Ultra. Speaking of features, when it comes to features, customization. Obviously, there's a big thing between customization with an Android phone versus an iPhone. Is it as cool and advanced as a Samsung phone? No. I say all that to say, it caught up so much at least from what I remember with the iPhone 14. The lock screen itself, obviously this has been a feature for a minute, but how you can tuck the time behind your actual image now, just depending on what type of image, if it allows you to do that. You have depth effects on there. You have extending the wallpaper on there. You can also change the color, size, and font of that information as well. You also have more widget options at the bottom. You can put up to about 4 widgets on here if you do the small one. When you go to the home screen, you can actually customize your icons. You can move them around. You have that iOS 26, that glass or liquid glass feature. So you can accomplish some pretty good and cool looks on here. If you do want to see some customization at its peak and how to customize your iPhone, the link will be in the description. I did a very in-depth video on how to customize your iPhone. All right, now the battery. This is the Pro Max. So we're looking at a 5088 milliamp battery, somewhere around there. It does have a vapor chamber in it now. So as far as me experiencing overheating or whatever, it's just like a normal phone. It doesn't really like get too hot. This thing lasts so long, dude. I'm telling you, sometimes I catch myself thinking, oh man, it's been 6 hours. I probably need to find a charger soon. And that's just me and my brain. Or, hey, it's been all day and I've been doing heavy usage on my phone. I check my battery thinking it's going to be on like 20, 30%. No, it's still at like 78, 68%. If I really wanted to, I think I could probably get about 2 days and some change from a full battery with light to moderate use if I really tried. This battery is amazing. I feel like I can't do it justice just by talking about it. All right, and the last thing, which I feel like doesn't get talked about enough, is Face ID. Face ID, I didn't realize how much I missed and loved a good quality Face ID until I went back to this iPhone. All conditions, light, dark, kind of light, kind of dark, glasses on, glasses off, hat on. This thing picks up my face. And it knows when it's not my face. It's just like, oh, that's Brandon. Let me unlock for him. It's just so good, so smart. I swear it's like a live person in there. Like, oh, it's like we're homeboys. We're familiar. Oh, I know him. Let him in. Let him in. That's what I feel like. It's inviting me in with face. It's so it's so quick. I didn't even time it, but it's so freaking quick. All right, so all in all, my conclusion about this lovely piece of hardware, this tech right here, this beautiful phone, I love this thing, man. I feel like the reviews that I've seen didn't do this thing justice. I feel like a lot of people were talking about stuff that they were just kind of going through the motions, and it didn't really seem like they were actually attached or invested into this phone and what it offers. Like, I feel like I listened to the wrong people and I was almost bamboozled by all the negative things at first, and people just saying, oh, it's the same, like it's just a software, Apple Intelligence is not fully out, so it's a new look, yeah, but Scratchgate and what it's made out of. Dude, throw a case on it. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. And I feel like this review even doesn't do it justice. This phone is amazing. Apple, you did a good job. Only thing is, put a damn charger in the box, man. Put a charger in the box, please. Like, sheesh. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.